It took a bit longer than I was hoping for, but I finally got the next update for the power armor done, and it adds a bit of new content, but changes and improves on a lot of stuff, bringing a lot of quality of life improvements. And it's finally at a point where I'm happy to release it. To get started with the new update, go to the spawn book, scroll down until you find the power armor category, go to the operating license tab, and equip the operating license. It does not currently work for female players. Next, go to the power armor frame tab and spawn the power armor frame. Do not equip it or it'll most likely clip into anything in front of you and possibly smack you in the face and kill you. Turn around and the power armor will be behind you. The first major update to the mod is a piece of text that'll appear when you first grab the wheel on the back of the power armor, reminding you to both equip the operating license and note that it does not work with the female player. Hopefully this will prevent people from not properly using the armor if they haven't watched a video or read the directions. Once you have read the text, you can go back to the spawn book and go to the power category and spawn a fusion core. Take that fusion core and hold it up to the slot in the back of the power armor in the middle of the wheel. Let go when you see a white dot and it'll insert the fusion core into the power armor. Now grab the wheel and press trigger to open the power armor. And this is where the next two major updates are. The top of the power armor has no collision anymore, meaning that if you are a taller player, you can walk straight through it without any issue, meaning it's a lot easier for taller people to get inside the armor. The next major update is with the feet. They're no longer a box and are more like a staircase, meaning you can now just walk into the suit without needing to jump, because I know a lot of people were having issues with actually jumping into the suit. Now that you can walk them inside, when you get inside, grab the left hand handle near the left wrist and then the right hand handle near the right wrist, and the suit will close and equip. There is one more update to the power armor's core system, and that is the power armor now checks to make sure you're far enough in the armor. An issue people were having was being too far away from the armor for it to trigger pop properly. The armor now checks to make sure you're close enough to the armor before closing the suit. If you are too far away, the suit will not close. With the suit equipped, grab to gain control of the power armor's hands. Press trigger to open and close the hands. The hands have been updated to be lower priority than other handles, meaning if you're attempting to grab anything other than the power armor fists, like a sword or an NPC, it will be able to grab them now. To exit the power armor, press the right hand alternative use button followed by the left hand alternative use button to exit the suit. Now that you know how to properly operate your power armor, we can get into the rest of the content. Currently, there are 5 suits, T45, T51, T60, X01, and our brand new suit, Hellfire. All suits, like in previous versions, change their helmets depending on version. T45 has the worst visibility, T51's a little better, T60 starts using a camera system to give you a wider field of view, X01 has the largest field of view, and Hellfire, our newest suit, has a unique feature in having a similar camera display to X01, but adds 3 additional camera views, one behind you, one to the right of you, and one to the left of you, allowing you to see any incoming threats while not having to actually turn your head or body, meaning you can more effectively engage in combat. Each helmet also now has the ability to use the headlamp. To use the headlamp, make sure you have nothing gripped in both your hands and press the left hand trigger button to turn it on and off. When exiting the power armor, this will automatically turn off, and you get back in the power armor, it will re-enable as long as there is a helmet on the suit. There is currently one new weapon in the update, that being the laser Gatling, a laser version of the Gatling gun. The Fat Man was not ready in time for this update, but should be coming in the next one. There is one more piece of equipment you can now use, and that is the Pip-boy. go back to the spawn book, find Vault Tech tab, and equip the Pip-boy. Currently, the Pip-boy can only play music and does nothing else, but I plan to add extra functionality in the future. While the Pip-boy is equipped, in order to use it, press the right-hand alternative use button, followed by the left-hand alternative use button, and grip quickly. Do this all in quick succession, and you should see that you have a new version of the Pip-boy on your left hand. With this version of the Pip-boy, you can now interact with the dials and turn on the music. Grab the main dial up at the top of the Pip-boy, click trigger or alternative use button to switch back and forth. Go to the radio tab. Next, grab the FM/AM tuner knob close to the bottom of the Pip-boy and press trigger or alternative use to change it, turn on or pause your music. In terms of some other changes that have been done to the mod, the jetpack has been updated to both be more controllable, give you a slow fall effect so you can no longer take fall damage with it enabled, and have an infinite boost, meaning that when you jump, it'll boost infinitely without needing to jump over and over again. Another major change has been done to the power armor fists. They are more powerful, able to knock and send enemies flying, as well as insta-kill any enemy it hits. There's been one final change done to the main power armor, and that is now that the power armor knows if you are currently in a suit of power armor, meaning you can no longer get in power armor while being in power armor. This was an issue that I had not had a chance to patch before the original release. Now, I want to quickly talk about saving. I know a lot of people were probably hoping that the armor would now save between levels, and unfortunately that feature is not yet in the mod. I tried my hardest, but Blade and Sorcery's wiki sucks and does not have any up-to-date info on a lot of its stuff, and I couldn't find a way to get stuff to save between levels as of right now. Another issue that I do know is a thing. Now, I do know that there is a slight issue with the materials on the armor, and sometimes your armor will start glowing like a star. This happened the most when I was attempting to go fight the golem, and it seems to be an issue with the fact that I'm using complex lit instead of Blade and Sorcery's built-in material. The problem is Blade and Sorcery's material system doesn't seem to have a way to turn off back-faced calling, which basically just means the inside of your armor wouldn't render. It is needed to make the power armor look right. So at this current point in time, I don't really have any way to fix this. So that is everything in this update. It's a little smaller than I was hoping, and the paint system has currently been scrapped, at least in the way that I had teased it, mainly due to a major bug that lit the player on fire anywhere they were in the map if there was a place that could set the player on fire, as well as a handful of other issues with consistency. However, I do plan to add some form of optional painted armor. It will be in the next update whenever that happens. Now, I do plan to make and release one more mod before going over to my Bone Lab project, and that is currently an Evangelion/Mobile Suit Gundam mod. I had someone reach out and want to collaborate on an Evangelion mod, and I've been meaning to put physics-based mechs in the game for a while, so I'm really excited to get to work on that, but then I'll most likely be going over to my Bone Lab project. The update is out now, so go over to Nexus and Mod.io to download it.